Hi, this is Vic Coleman, and welcome to another edition of Walking Together Through Cancer. Now, today's video, we're going to cover 6 questions that you need to ask your oncologist once you've been diagnosed with cancer. Now, the story behind this comes when a friend of mine told me that she was diagnosed with cancer and was going to get a second opinion, but she didn't have a clue as to what to ask the doctor. So I typed up some questions for her, sent her a text, and figured, okay, now she's got at least enough information, or she should get enough information from these questions so she can make an informed decision about her treatment. But then later on, I realized, there's probably a whole lot of folks who are in the same boat. They get diagnosed with cancer, and, we're not even talking about getting a second opinion, but they just don't really know what to ask. In this video, we're going to cover 6 important questions you need to ask your oncologist once you get diagnosed with cancer, because this will give you the tools and information so you can make a more informed decision about your treatment. Okay, so let's get started. Question 1. The first thing you need to do is get a copy of your pathology report. Now, what's a pathology report? That is the lab analysis of your particular type of cancer. So in it, it has the official name of your cancer. Now, why is this important? Well, in my particular case, I usually tell folks, okay, I've had lymphoma twice and prostate cancer once. Now, there are different types of lymphomas, and you can't treat them all the same. So you have to know the specific type of cancer in order to come up with the most appropriate treatment. And it's sort of like saying to people, okay, I've got a car and it needs repair. Well, you take it to the shop, they're going to want to know the make, model, and year of your particular car, and then they can go ahead and diagnose what's going on and then order the correct parts so they can fix your car and get it back to normal. And it's the same thing with different types of cancer. So in my particular case, I had low B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's different from other types of cancers. So with the specific name of your particular type of cancer, you can go look it up and become more informed and look at the common treatments, some effects to expect, and then also look at alternate treatments and just become more informed about what's going on. Question number 2. What stage is your cancer? You need to know whether or not the cancer is localized or whether or not it has spread to other organs. Now, if it's localized, like stage 0 or stage 1, then generally it's much easier to treat as opposed to the latter stages where the cancer might have gone into other organs. Now, I've created a video called What Are the Stages of Cancer that I highly recommend that you view, because it goes into more detail about these particular stages. So you just need to know how far it has progressed. The earlier the stages, the more treatable your cancer is. The latter stages, the more aggressive your treatment has to be. So it's important to know what stage the cancer is in. Question 3. If you're getting a second opinion, you really need to ask both doctors what leads you to your assessment. Why do you believe what you believe? You're giving me your best opinion of a particular treatment option. Why do you think that's best? What are the factors that are leading you into that situation? And this is really important in case your first opinion differs from your second opinion. And it helps you evaluate really the best treatment option for you, and more importantly, why. Question 4. What are my treatment options? You need to know the success rate of each one, and then you need to know the short-term side effects as well as the long-term side effects. And when you look at these side effects, you need to look at them from the context of your physical, the mental, emotional, and financial effects on you in each particular case. Now, from a mental and emotional standpoint, you might think, okay, Vic, this is about the same. Well, not necessarily. Some medications may have an effect on your memory, and where you're not really thinking as clearly or can't remember things as well. But emotionally, you're fine. But then there could be other medications that will affect you emotionally, where you may feel sad, or you may feel just like you're just going to bounce off the walls. So you need to look at the mental and emotional effects of them. Now, from a financial standpoint, I go back to a video I did, an interview with Carol Mackey. Her husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the treatment that they recommended was going to cost $14,000 a month. Now, that can have a significant effect on 99% of the people who've been diagnosed with cancer. A $14,000 a month bill. So, looking at it from a financial standpoint is very crucial. And you need to know whether or not your insurance will cover all these different treatment options. If it's kind of within the realm of a standard treatment, then you're going to be mostly okay. But if it's something that's a little exotic, or something that's not really performed on a regular basis, then you really need to check with your insurance company, tell them what's going on. They're going to require some medical information, and then find out whether or not they're going to cover that procedure. You may still go along with the procedure, but at least you'll be informed and know whether or not your insurance will cover the cost. And then you need to look at, are there any natural treatment alternatives for you? So they may be more beneficial than some of the more pharmaceutical or surgical treatments. But again, it all depends, and you need to be in concert with your doctor as you move forward with any natural treatment options. Question 5. What will you monitor to determine how well things are working? And you need to know, what scans are you going to need. For me, I had MRIs, PET scans, and also CT scans. And you need to know how many and how frequent. Blood work, what component, what protein, what hormone are you going to be looking at in order to determine how well things are going. In my case, when I had prostate cancer, we looked at a component called PSA. Now, it has a name about that long, but that's really the typical hormone that they look at to determine how well your treatments are going when you have prostate cancer. Now, normally it should be 1.0 or less, and mine was 14. So at that point, it was obvious that something wasn't right. That I did have prostate cancer, and that we needed to step in and be aggressive in the treatment. So then also you need to know at what point will you need to consider another option, because they're going to be monitoring you from either scans or blood work, or and maybe looking how you respond to the treatments. And there may come a time when you have to make a decision: do we stay on course or do we change course? And so you want to know, moving forward, before you start anything, at what point will you be looking at making a course change in your particular treatment. Number 6, gotta have a couple days to kind of think it over. And this is really important, and it's really kind of like my third bullet point, but it's really kind of the most important one. You just need time to clear your head and calm your emotions. You've just been diagnosed with cancer, and that's a lot right there. And so you just, you're going numb, and you just can't really think straight. And like in my case, in my introductory video, my oncologist could have been, giving me my Miranda rights, and I didn't hear a thing once he said, "I'm sorry, it's cancer." It's really a tough time. And so once you get these answers, you just really need time to kind of clear your head. Then also it gives you an opportunity to do some research and look up information and become educated on your specific type of cancer. Time to see if your primary, secondary, or supplementary insurance covers this. Your primary insurance will be, like, let's say, the one that you're covered with your employer. Your secondary will be like your wife's employer, and she just added you to your particular policy. And supplemental insurance will be, sort of like Aflac and other types of supplemental insurance. So you need to see whether or not they're going to cover all this treatment, and it takes some time to go through and get these answers. And then also there could be other questions that you think of later on that you need to go back and ask to get clarification. So finally, take notes during your visit, ask for a copy of all your test results, and then once you get those results, take them home, create a file folder where you can put these results in, all the receipts, everything relating to your particular situation. And then keep a journal of your visits, your tests, your procedures, everything. And it can be electronic, on your phone, or it could be the old school. Go to the dollar store, get you a 50-cent or $1 composition book and a pencil, and just start writing everything down. Or just get a pocket calendar where you can just write the dates down on different tests and procedures and visits and all that information. And that's important because your particular cancer treatment will last, could last several months, 6-9 months. You need to be able to go back if your secondary insurance kicks in and they ask for some information. You're going to need to go back and pull information from your file, or go back and see, when did I have this particular test done, or when did I visit this doctor, and you just need to have your information and your records in place so that if anything comes up down the road, you can go back quickly and resolve any questions or get information that someone may need in the future. 6 questions we're going to review. You need to get a copy of pathology report, find out what stage your cancer is in. Ask your oncologist what leads you to your particular assessment. Why do you believe and why? Well, I'm sorry. What do you believe and why? What are your treatment options? What will you monitor to determine, how well things are going? And then finally, can you have a couple of days to think about it and clear your head? Now, those are the 6 questions you need to ask your oncologist when you've been diagnosed with cancer. And I hope that they've been helpful to you, and I believe that they will give you the information you need so that you can make a better informed decision about your treatment options. So thank you for watching, and if this has been helpful to you, click the like button, and then also click the subscribe button so you'll be notified when additional videos come out. And I just want you to remember that you are not alone. We are here to walk with you every step of the way. So stay encouraged, and thank you for watching.